Who's selling patents? This presentation identifies various types of patent sellers on the market today, why they sell, how they sell, their motivations and concerns. Selling patents generates revenue from otherwise redundant assets. Selling via an intermediary involves very little or no cost to the patent holder, and the incremental revenue generated drops straight to the bottom line. Costs can also be cut as ongoing maintenance fees payable to the patent office can be reduced or eliminated. Many corporations are paying maintenance fees for patents they don't need and will never use. Selling unwanted patents can release funds to acquire patents that match the corporation's current strategy. Actively managed portfolios can better reflect the activities of the corporation and can be much more valuable and effective. More than 90% of patents are never commercialized. The inventions lie dormant. Of those that are commercialized, less than 10% are successfully converted into profitable products or businesses. So, something in the region of 99% of patents issued today are unused or unsuccessfully converted into products. One reason that so many patents are unused is because they're essentially in the wrong hands. They're in the hands of individuals and organizations that don't have the sales, marketing and distribution channels to deliver them to the market. The channels to market are held by a small number of large corporations, not inventors such as independent entrepreneurs, universities and research labs. There are several obstacles facing startup companies, but by far the most challenging is the building of a channel to market. Many startup companies can develop a compelling product with a couple of $1 million in investment, a small team of technical designers, and a couple of years in development. Building a sales, marketing and distribution channel, on the other hand, can take decades, tens or hundreds of millions of dollars, and involves large and expensive sales and marketing organizations. Startup companies often file patents, build products, and then struggle to establish a route to market. These are generally venture capital-backed companies that have reached a point where the funding has dried up and they look to generate cash flow by selling patents. Struggling startups sometimes attempt to sell patents directly, but find that a more effective route is to sell via a broker, a specialist intermediary with access to buyers. For these small companies, the patent may represent the only real asset of the corporation. So selling requires sign-off from the shareholders, and the expectations in terms of valuation are unrealistic, far beyond what most buyers are prepared to pay. The shareholders may be looking to sell the whole company, but the buyers look to acquire the patents in an asset transfer transaction. Interestingly, a patent buyer acquiring the intellectual property may be prepared to pay a higher price than a corporate acquirer buying the whole company, including the patents. This is because complete companies are usually valued based on financial performance, analysis of their historical sales and profits. And for struggling technology startups, these numbers are often unimpressive. Patent buyers, on the other hand, assess value based on other factors independent of the financial performance of the seller. Many startups fail. Their patents and other assets are liquidated via trustees and agents. The shareholders and banks involved in these liquidations are often looking for a quick sales process, and they transfer the assets as is. Warranties and guarantees are not possible in these transactions. Independent inventors, lacking their own channels to market, often find that selling their patents is the most effective method of monetizing years of hard work. They sell by engaging a broker, as they realize that alone they face a huge imbalance of power, and they're in a position of weakness when negotiating across the table from a large corporate buyer. Large corporations prune their patent portfolios and sell patents that are no longer core to their business. Change is inherent in the high-tech industry, and a change in corporate direction often means that the company's patent portfolio no longer mirrors the product portfolio. Divestment of assets and business units can also result from corporate acquisitions where the buyer acquires some product lines and business activities in an M&A transaction that are not in the parent company's line of business. When large corporations sell patents, they often do so via intermediaries in stealth mode, as they don't want to disclose their strategies and future directions to competitors. Corporations also often refuse to sell to enforcement-based buyers, as they don't want to feed their adversaries and encourage patent litigation. Universities and research laboratories don't have their own channels to market, and they need to sell or license patents to corporate buyers and startup companies in order to commercialize the results of their research and development efforts. Licensing is often preferred to selling the patent outright, as the outright sale of patents resulting from government funding is sometimes restricted. Many of these organizations have offices of technology licensing that handle patent sales and assignments and often work with brokers and intermediaries. The sale of patents is a global phenomenon. US patents are not only offered by US-based patent holders, but they're being sold by organizations in Asia, Europe, Africa, the Middle East, and all over the world.